The A's had the money, the deal, and the need, and still couldn't clear the hardest obstacle, credibility. Let's get into it today on Locked On A's.
You are Locked On A's, your daily podcast on the Athletics, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, everybody? Good morning and welcome to Locked On A's, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where we are your team, your A's, every single day. My name is Boney. I am your host. I'm a lifelong A's fan and your daily source for in-depth analysis, roster breakdowns, and unfiltered takes you will not get anywhere else. Thank you for making Locked On Podcast the number one sports podcast network in the country. Today on Locked On A's, I want to circle back to the episode I did on Monday about the Dodgers and the salary cap. That show sparked a lot of reaction. Some people agreed, some absolutely hated it, and I want to address that later in the show. I also want to dig into what's really going on with the potential extensions for Jacob Wilson and Nick Kurtz. I think Townie on A's Cast basically laid out the blueprint for what's coming if you listened closely enough. And I'll break down what I exactly took from that. We'll also look at whether a trade for Brady Singer, Reds starting pitcher, actually makes sense for the A's and what that move would really mean. But first, you've got to start with the Nolan Arenado situation and why he blocked a trade to the A's, because I've got some very, very mixed feelings about it. When I first look at the Nolan Arenado trade, what's up, Muskie? It's Christian from Discord. Hey, what's up, pal? Good to see you, Christian. Discord. Tell everybody how cool Discord is, man, and how cool the Everydayer Club is. Made it to a live show. Thanks for coming, man. Rick, how are you, pal? Check it out. I got a live. Hey, pump for you guys, man. Excited that you guys are here. Nolan Arenado. When the news first came in that Nolan Arenado blocked a trade, and a little bit of a summary of the trade, the Cardinals dumped Arenado to the Diamondbacks, and the Cardinals are basically picking up most of his salary. The Diamondbacks are paying $11 million of it. A trade was actually initially lined up to the A's. It was settled. It was a done deal. The A's would pick up. They didn't release how much the A's were going to pick up. I would have to assume around $15 million a year. If Arizona's coming up with 11 to make it, we'll call it 15. And again, I'm speculating on that. I have no basis for that figure. Just speculating on what I think it may be. Let's say the A's are picking up $15 million on it. At first, I was like, and to back up a little bit, Nolan Arenado has a no trade clause. He wanted to go to either the Padres or the Diamondbacks. He did not want to go to Sacramento. At first, I looked at the trade and I'm like, hey, I saw it as a Ha-Seong Kim type of deal. And I'm like, hey, thank you, Nolan Arenado. But after looking at it a little bit, does a trade for Nolan Arenado actually make sense? We don't know who the A's were giving up. I heard rumors of Max Muncy. I didn't see that anywhere. I don't think the A's would give up Max Muncy for Nolan Arenado in a salary dump for the Cardinals. No chance. It would have been something similar to what the D-backs gave up, which was nothing. And when I think about it, in every trade you look at, like, okay, does it make the A's better? I first thought, hey, listen, I don't want to give up on a kid like Max Muncy. But then again, are you really? Sure, Arenado would be your starting third baseman. He is a 6-time Platinum Glove winner. Let's see what you guys. I recommended getting the chat with our guy, Booney. Yes. Thank you, Muskie, on thing. Bill, will Bolte ever get a chance when we lose him to the Rule 5 draft next year? Is Bolte eligible for Rule 5 next year? Are you sure on that? I'm going to double check you on that. You could be right. I'm going to double check you, though. I don't think he is Rule 5 eligible. Now, like I said, you could be right, but I'm going to check it out. All right. Bolte was drafted in 2000. Yes. Shoot. 23, 24, 25, 26. 21 years old. He's going to be 22 next year. And he might be 22 already. Palo Alto High School. You're right. Bolte had a big year last year when you look at what he did. And yeah, absolutely. I mean, we better not be losing Bolte to the no Rule 5 draft. I think worst case scenario, Bill, we have to protect him. Kind of like a Daniel Susac thing, which we didn't do. I think Bolte will get his shot this opportunity. He actually was in spring training last year. He had a decent spring last year. He went to AA Midland, was good in Midland, got promoted to AAA, and was good in AAA before he got hurt. I think he's going to be great this year, and I think he will get that opportunity, which may, I'm going to fast forward to the next segment, get to my next point as far as a starting pitcher. Nolan Arenado, back to Arenado. Arenado was a 6-time Platinum Glove winner. He had some injuries. He is getting older. Just a couple of years ago, he was still one of baseball's better hitters. He wasn't the Nolan Arenado he was. But if you really look at what Nolan Arenado would have done to this roster, it does make us better. It's a better fielder at third base, obviously. And although Arenado is regressing, he's a better hitter than who we have right now at third base. It's $15 million a year. Sure. Max Muncy. Now you're thinking, okay, well, Max Muncy doesn't get an opportunity. No, not necessarily. Max Muncy now becomes the super utility guy over, say, a Darryl Hernandez, which I think is his fit at the end of the day. Because he's played second, he's played short, he's played third. He fills in those roles, and we could see what he got. So it did make our team better. Well, I look at it and think at first, like, hey, thank you, Nolan Arenado. Looking back and taking a look at it now, I'm like, whew, for $15 million a year, I would have taken Nolan Arenado. I would have liked that move. It makes the A's a better team. But to your point, Bill, Henry Bolte. Does Henry Bolte and his advancement make somebody like Colby Thomas expendable? Maybe. Let's talk about it. Up next. Tax season doesn't have to hijack your entire week or your sanity. This year, TurboTax is making it easier than ever to just hand things off and get back to what actually matters, like obsessing over A's lineups and arguing about payroll on the internet. With TurboTax full service, you can have your taxes done for you by a trusted local expert from start to finish without the stress, the guesswork, or the 47 open tabs trying to figure out what a deduction even is. Instead of spending hours wrestling with forms, you can meet with a local TurboTax expert in person or connect online, your choice. They handle everything, whether you have got a simple W-2 or you are juggling side hustles, freelance work, or that podcast income you forgot to track. You just upload your documents, go about your day, and get updates right in the TurboTax app. It's basically outsourcing the worst part of adult life so you can focus on literally anything more enjoyable. which, let's be honest, includes watching spring training games at noon. For a limited time, you can have your taxes done by a local TurboTax expert for just $150 all in. If a TurboTax expert didn't file for you last year, just file by February 28th. Take taxes off your plate and get back to your life. Visit TurboTax.com/local to book your appointment today. Thank you for making Locked On A's your first listen of the day, and thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network. If you have not already, go check out our new Everydayer Club. You will get access to an ad-free audio feed for Locked On A's, compatible with Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and every other major podcast app. An invite to the members-only Locked On Everydayer Club Discord server, which includes a group chat just for listeners of this show, which is located at #locked-on-a's. Again, #locked-on-a's. The cost of this is a cup of coffee per month, or $4.99 per month, or $50 a year. Go to lockedonA's.supercast.com or tap the link in the show notes to learn more. What's up, guys? Back at you. Talking Nolan Arenado declining a trade to the A's. But does this possibly open things up? What do you guys got? Muskie, I don't think Muncy will go anywhere. He's still young, right, Muskie? 22 years old. He still needs that opportunity. He got hurt last year. He showed flashes. We never know. Gilberto, let's go A's for sure. Muskie, I thought Muncy wasn't horrible last season. Really like Soderstrom so far. Butler worried me. Michael, as a Reds fans, what would a possible trade for Brady Singer look like? I will definitely address that. Pete, what's up, bud? The big thing you got to remember here with a potential trade, and this came from Straight A's last night. Straight A's on social media made this potential trade, which I hated. Excuse me, I loved. I take that back. I didn't think there was a chance in hell the Reds would make the deal. And what he basically proposed was Colby Thomas, who can play all three outfield positions, is a power hitter, is young, and it would mostly be a salary dump for the Reds. Brady Singer right now is almost earning, he will be earning $13 million next year, $12,750,000. First round pick, 18th overall in 2018 by the Kansas City Royals out of the University of Florida. It would mostly be a salary dump, and you're getting a power hitter that can play all three outfield positions that has upside, that we saw a splash from last year, that hit in streaks. That would be the deal, Michael. It's mostly the idea of not necessarily what you're getting back from the A's, but a situation of the salary you're dumping in order to sign somebody else. And yeah, does Colby Thomas have upside? For sure. But I think the one strength the Reds do have right now is their starting pitching. And if they could unload $13 million off their books and get themselves a legitimate power hitter, maybe a Suarez, whoever else is out there, it makes sense for both teams. And again, at first I didn't like it. I take that back. I love the trade. At first I think it was way unfair in favor of the A's. But when you think about it, I tagged Jeff Carr, host of Locked On Reds. He's like, hey, it makes both teams better. And it was more of a salary dump. So Straight A's was on that one. Brady Singer's a good pitcher, man. 29 years old. He had great years with the Royals. He's only played, 6 years in the big leagues. Had a 40 ERA for the Reds last year. Eats up innings. He's a perfect. I think he would be a 3-starter too. And what have I always said about 1-year deals? There's nothing A 1-year deal is always a good deal. There's nothing ever wrong with a 1-year deal. And then he becomes a free agent in 2027. Who knows what happens after that? But I love that idea. I love that trade option. Will the Reds do it? I don't know. I don't know what the Reds' plans are, but I hope that that's in some sort of discussion. What's up, Jason? Should be noted that Arenado lives in Arizona, and him wanting to go to the Diamondbacks is not surprising. Sure, that's the advantage the Diamondbacks have. A lot of MLB players lived and trained in Arizona. Yeah, I don't think we were going to get him, Jason. But it would have been nice. I think after taking a second look at it, I think Arenado would have improved the team. It would have made sense for the Cardinals as well, right? We would have been eating more of a salary. Nado's still great with the glove, but slash line is May. Yeah, you're right, Journey, but he's better than Max Muncy. I think we can all agree on that, right? I think Max Muncy is better than Darryl Hernandez. So it makes the A's a better team is my point at the end of the day. Don't think Arenado would be an improvement. But you don't think so. He's a proven Major League Baseball player, though, T-Dog. Listen, you don't got to convince me on how great I think Brett Harris is, and I love Max Muncy, but those kids will still have their opportunity. Arenado's more of that security blanket, right? Someone who's dependable, someone who's done it, and someone who can go out there every day and play. I like the trade. The A's still have to, I take that back, do not have to, but they're still in a position where they got to sign probably a pitcher and Jacob Wilson extension, which I want to get to next. Singer wouldn't be a bad pickup. No, not at all. What's up, Pete? I'm cool with Nolan skipping the A's. He's not a difference maker. If we're going to go back, block youth, maybe try Sodi at third. No, got to leave Sodi alone in left field. He's already made a position change last year from first to left. He obviously did just fine in left field as a Gold Glove finalist. I'm fine. I'm fine with what it's at. But Nolan, yeah, I'm cool with it too. It's not the end of the world of Nolan Arenado, but I do think that Nolan Arenado is better than the options right now that we do have at third base. Michael, thanks. You got it, pal. Jesus, happy Wednesday, man. I like Suarez. Yeah, me and too. Cruz will be a Dodger in 2 years. Rather have Kyle. I like Kyle Harrison, man. I'm with you there. I like Kyle Harrison. Eugenio Suarez is very streaky, but he's an upgrade over Muncy for sure. In the words of Sully, put a major leaguer at every position. Sully is right about that. One of the few things we agree on. Jesus, Nolan is washed. Time to move on. Wilson, Kurtz extension. Did you guys listen to the A's cast? I believe it was on Sunday. I think Townsy kind of spilt the beans by accident, or he hinted. He had an interview with Kurtz, and Kurtz gave all the answers you would expect a professional to give. Hey, I want to concentrate on winning. If we all win right now, the money's going to take care of itself. But right now, I want to win a championship. I want to win 2. I'm not worried about the extension right now. We win. Everyone gets paid. Happy for Soderstrom. Good answer. Kind of what I expected. I didn't expect Kurtz to get done this offseason. Would have liked to, but I wasn't expecting it. And I wasn't expecting Langoliers either. What he did say about Jacob Wilson that he didn't say, he's like, listen, I'm sure I'm going to see you very soon, just like we did with Tyler Soderstrom. And we'll be having the same conversation we did with Soderstrom when they were talking about the Soderstrom extension and so forth. So I still think that Wilson's going to get extended this offseason, maybe the next several weeks. I'm almost certain. I'll be shocked if he is not. Up next, I want to talk about a little bit about the episode I dropped on Monday and the reaction I got with regard to the no salary cap, and take any of your questions on Arenado, Singer, Wilson, Kurtz, comments, questions, whatever it may be. See you guys in a minute. Revolution Truth. I love the fact that the A's are going for it, not just waiting for Vegas. They're putting the pieces together, aren't they, Rev? I liked your lineup the other day with Butler at leadoff. Thank you, Jern. Yes, I think Butler still needs to get another opportunity leading off for this A's team. When we have a Lawrence Butler who is right, this lineup does two things. It has explosive starts, and it deepens it, right? You have Lawrence Butler doing what he can do. Now you have a Jeff McNeil or a Jacob Wilson batting in the seventh hole. That sounds a lot better than a Lawrence Butler or a Colby Thomas batting seventh. Jesus is Nolan, no question. Or Arenado's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's a 6-time Platinum Glove winner, for sure. No question. Rick, if we have enough power at other positions, I am good with a 270 average at third. A 270 average is just, is an old school 300, Rick. At third, if it comes to it. After all, Carney Lansford didn't have a lot of power, but me too. Baseball's changed, Rick. I love Carney Lansford. Baseball's not looked at the same way. The A's need a third sack. Grab Yandy Diaz from the Rays. They'll dump him. He's a partial year contract. Love Yandy. Would love him at third, for sure. Maybe Arenado will bounce back and prove doubters wrong. Good for him if he does. I'd like to see more of a Brett Ferris at third, for sure. I agree with you, T-Dog. Obviously, an Arenado deal wasn't anything surprising that he denied the trade to the A's. I had JD, host of Locked On Cardinals, and we talked exactly about that about a month ago. He said, hey, Arenado is a classical player, and he doesn't see him going to a minor league park and playing for 2 years. And he turned out to be exactly right. I think Butler was trying to do too much. Me too. He had the deal with the All-Star game being in Atlanta. He put that pressure on himself. I didn't like it. Clark was also great in the outfield. Oh, he was phenomenal. What pitcher are you saying if the Wilson extension, the funds would be close to dried up? No, Wilson, since Soderstrom's contract wasn't backloaded. Wasn't $12 million a year. It was backloaded, which means if they want to stay at the same cash salary as they were last year, they have room for a Wilson extension and a starting pitcher, or a Wilson extension and a third baseman. Those two. So we have two left to get. I think that's what's going to happen. You're going to have the Wilson extension, and it's either going to be a starting pitcher or it's going to be a third baseman. That's what we're going to get. Booney, free agency list is such garbage, all washed. Yeah. Hey, Jesus, we agree on this one. And I don't mind sticking with what we have unless we get somebody out there that's significantly going to improve the ball club. Booney is for children. Let's go A's in 2026. I want to get back a little bit about the episode I put on Monday in the Dodgers salary cap. I got a lot of complaints, and I got a lot of positive responses as well, but I got a lot. Let me be clear about something. I do not want a salary cap. The salary cap helps a team like the A's. I don't want one. About the only thing the movie, the Moneyball got right was the opening credits when they showed the Yankee salary payroll and the A's payroll. And for one glimpse, 1 minute, I was excited. I never want to beat a team based on them having to give up something. The idea that baseball is not fair is a joke. Are we 10 years old? We complain about the other team. Hey, it's not fair. Give us better players. Give me a break. The Dodgers snuck into the World Series. The Dodgers snuck into the playoffs and came into the playoffs in 2024 as a banged up team. They weren't the best team going into 2024 playoffs. They were hurt. They got it done. Last year's World Series was a coin flip. What makes World Series and what makes sports special and competition special is the aspect of competing against somebody who sets the standard for greatness. Don't take that away from sports. Somewhere along the way in the last 20-something years, competition has gone away from society. You want to talk about dominant teams? Talk about the 98 Yankees? Won 114 games. They went 14-1 in the playoffs. They won 3 World Series in a row. Talk about the Dodgers. There's not a comparison between those Yankee teams and the Dodger teams. The only people that is complaining that there is not fairness in this whole thing is the fans, owners. Players aren't. You will never, ever see a player say, hey, he's better than I am. This isn't fair. Never. And there's too much noise from the outside. Fans talk too much, and they have too much of a voice. That includes me. Somewhere along the way, competition left. And I will never feel good when the A's do beat the Dodgers, whether it's this year, next year, in Vegas. I will never feel as good if a salary cap was put in place to weaken another team. To me, that win and that feeling of competing for something will mean less. What do you got, Jesus? Salary doesn't make a difference currently because the talent pool is not there. Life isn't fair. All teams are allowed to do what the Dodgers do. Also, no rules are broken. Pete, the players don't want a salary cap. What employee would? The Dodgers are great because they outperform the rest of the league. Rick, I think our lineup is somewhat comparable to the Dodgers and without spending a ton to it. Musk, 04 Yanks got embarrassed by being up 3-0 on the Yankees. Miguel Andujar still there. He is. Jason, small market teams haven't won in 10 years since the Royals in 2015. Didn't they just win? The Rangers beat the D-backs. Rangers, I guess payroll was up there. D-backs wasn't. I don't care that they haven't won in 10 years. I don't think it's a big problem. I think they're right there at the end of the day. Milwaukee Brewers, best team in the regular season, had the number 23 ranked payroll in the league in 2025. Yep. Guys, that's my opinion. I don't want to even the leveling field. I do not want to even the playing field based on taking something away from a team that has won back-to-back World Series. The Dodgers are far from dominant. Far from dominant. Great team. No question. Dominant. They're not even a dynasty right now, the Dodgers. They're not even a dynasty. So the idea of talking that this is unfair, like, come on, guys. Are we in 8th grade? Playing kickball? Unfair? Come on. Grow up. And again, I'm pretty passionate about this one because as a fan, I want to see the team I root for beat your best. T-Dog, there's a lot of luck involved to succeed in the postseason. No question. T-Dog is right. Less than 1-5, the best teams win the series. Journey, half the league have no chance as soon as the first pitch is thrown. The season, I don't even agree with that. Not even close, Jern. We're not on the same page there. Trade Thomas for Harrison or Singer, then sign Andujar. I like that. I like that, Bill. I'm not opposed to that. Now, I think everybody has a chance on opening day. I mean, Dodgers got swept in 2023 by the D-backs in the first round. Come on. They were eliminated by the Padres in the NLDS in 2022. Stop. They lost in the NLCS in 2021. Oh, who did they lose to? Was it off the top of my head, I forget. Maybe one of you guys can help me out. 2021. Who did the Dodgers lose to in the NLCS? It was in 6 games. I know it's just slipping my mind. Muskie, Derek Jeter, Game 3 at the Coliseum. I mean, you just never know in baseball. 2001, ALDS, Yankees, A's. A's take a 2-0 lead. They win both games in New York. They go to Oakland. During the regular season, A's win 6 straight against the Yankees. And they just need 1 to advance. The Yankees come back, take 2 in Oakland, go back to New York. The rest is history. Braves, thank you. That's who it was. That's who it was. Guys, every team is constructed differently. But to call this unfair, stop. Just stop. Anyway, I'll leave it at that, guys. I may have a special guest tomorrow. I don't know yet. Pirates have a chance this year. Rockies, I could go. Yeah, Pirates do have a chance this year. Absolutely. They've gotten a lot better. Rockies, no. That Jeter play is my nightmare. LOL. Thank you. I agree 100%. A's beat Dodgers last year when Kurtz hit his first home runs. Wilson hit 2 runs. Yeah. And then you know what happened after that? The streak started. We lost 11 in a row. And then we got a win against the Phillies. Then we lost another 9. Joke. Anyway. All right, guys. Hey, that's my 2 cents. Appreciate you guys. And I will catch you guys out later. I will see you all tomorrow. Check out, do me a favor, guys. Like I said, hey, go check out the Everydayer Club. It's a good little deal. See what happens. Maybe you guys will like it. The Discord access is pretty cool. All right, guys, take it easy. Thanks for tuning in today to Locked On A's. We will be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. live on YouTube. On audio, the show should be up at around 10 a.m. Make sure you subscribe and follow Locked On A's so you get all the latest episodes. You could find Locked On A's on social media on X, Instagram, and TikTok, all at Locked On A's. If you never miss an episode, the Everydayer Club is built for you. Get Locked On A's ad-free plus members only, Discord access, and more. Head to lockedona's.supercast.com to join the club. For those of you on video, we send you to the first ever 24/7 National Locked On Podcast Network YouTube channel. On audio, make sure you make your second listen Locked On MLB.